Good morning. It's Jim Whitehead here. Sorry, I'm a little few seconds late. I guess that's the story of my life. First of all, I want to welcome you, and I appreciate, and we had great holidays. I hope you have too. And we're looking forward to a good 2025. We know there's certain issues that we have to think about, but that's okay. I always feel that we're blessed and that things are going to work out pretty well. Okay, today, it's fun always looking for and coming up with new ideas. Now, I've done over quite a few amount of the year and a half that I've been doing this. I love paradoxes. Where if you do this, you can't do that. Or if you do this, this happens. I mean, it's very, very interesting. And we all know the tale of the tortoise and the hare. Now, this is kind of a take on that, but something that has it where it's a slightly different look. Now, by the way, you see the placeholder on the screen, and I have my comments open, and I don't announce or do a scheduled presentation, like 2 hours early, where I'm going to say, at 3 o'clock I'm going to be online. I do about 10, 15 minutes because I'm anxious to do it, and I'm ready to go. So I hope you understand, but thank you for being here. Okay, this is called the paradox of the racing turtle. Now, right there, you're going to say, I didn't even know there were racing turtles. So, all right, here's the background. In a lush forest pond, there lived an ancient turtle named Kronos. He was known throughout the woodland not just for his weathered shell etched with patterns that look like tiny clock faces, but for his peculiar passion racing. And I know, you're saying, wow, turtles don't move very quickly. But you're going to see maybe a good answer or something for us. And the goal of this is to have it where maybe this is something that you'd go, hey, I never thought of it that way. And maybe let's slow down a little bit, but get more done. And, with being a YouTube creator, I have so many different things to do. And I am so blessed. But it's like, well, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? So you got to be careful not to have too much to do. And then maybe you say, well, I'm going to just do this thing fast. And in essence, you don't do it well. So it really is something you've got to think about. Anyway, Kronos was by nature's design the slowest creature in the forest. Yet, mysteriously, he had never lost a race. You see, it's building up here. His winning streak puzzled every animal in the forest, from the swift deer to the agile squirrels. The secret to his success, however, wasn't in his speed. And I know you'd say, really? I thought he was really fast, but no, he's not. So it was in his wisdom. Now, speaking about wisdom for a minute, I'm 75 years old. I know I keep saying that, and people say, don't keep rubbing it in. But I have to say, I certainly have a little more wisdom than I did when I was much younger. Fizzy, Hey, I'm sorry. Just have to. When I see somebody, hey, thank you, Fizzy. Oh, wow. You've made my day. Fizzy, great stream. Keep it up. I know this is my first one. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, thank you, Fizzy. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. So, when any animal challenged him to race, Kronos would accept with a knowing smile. As they lined up at the starting point, he would begin sharing ancient turtle wisdom about the nature of time and movement. In rushing, we lose sight. Please listen to this. We lose sight of where we're going, he would say, his voice gentle as a pond ripples. Fight for you, I sure will. Hey, Bo Dragon. Anyway, good to see you guys. Anyway, in slowing down, we find our true path. And I'm totally, in the sense, as I said, with doing YouTube, there's so many things to do and so many things to try and so many things to make better that you have to be careful not to try to say or measure everything you do on it being completed regardless of the outcome. So it's something where if anybody would look at this, they'd say, there's no way a turtle or a tortoise is going to beat any other animal. So his challengers, intrigued by his words, would find themselves matching his deliberate pace. Together they would notice things they never had seen before. Now, here's the funny part of that little statement. How often do you go on in the car somewhere and you say, wow, I never saw that house before. And it's not like they built the house overnight. But, when you're thinking of other things and you got things on your mind and you're got to do this, you got to do that, you kind of don't, as they say, smell the flowers. And I know it's hard, but we have to try to say we will accomplish, in a sense, more, but it's going to be better. So the intricate patterns of morning dew in the spider webs, the dance of butterflies among the wildflowers, the way sunlight painted shadows through the leaves. Now, nobody would notice any of this. They were just saying, I started here and I got to win. So, we have to kind of get to the point where we recognize there's other better things. Now, the paradox emerged the more his competitors slowed down to absorb these wonders, the faster they seemed to reach their goals. Those who raced with Kronos discovered that by moving slowly, they arrived at their destination feeling as if no time had passed at all. Now, that's why, if we go on a hike, and if it was a hike in nowhere on a road, you'd say, well, I'm going to hike down this road for 10 miles, it'd be terribly boring, and you try to do it as quickly as possible. But he's saying that do it in the sense that you're just taking in all that you see and feel, and it will be better for you in the long run. And, a lot of these, I have to tell myself the same thing. As I said, with YouTube creation and all the things you can do, you need to do, it's full plus time, and so on and so forth. Anyway, those who rushed through the forest often found themselves lost, taking far longer to reach their end point. Anyway, word spread through the forest. The turtle who won races by showing others how to slow down. Soon animals came not to challenge him, but to learn from him. And the biggest thing in life is, and I know when I was 28, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew how to work with everybody. I thought I could get along with everybody. Boy, was I wrong. That's one of those things where you're saying, yeah, I ran quickly to the end of the path and I think I'm great. And you find out that you didn't learn anything and you're not great. Anyway, the fox learned patience. The rabbit found peace in stillness. And the deer discovered grace in deliberate movement. So it's one of those things where you just keep working toward the end and don't get into the time factor. And I know that's hard because I have a tendency, there's a difference between results oriented and finishing the job oriented. And if you just want to finish the job and you're going to do it as quickly as you can, and it's probably not going to come out very well. And that's a big thing with YouTube. If you think, I'm going to do a lot of videos, I'm just doing them, I'm going to make everybody sick of me, or say that I've got 1 billion YouTube videos up, people aren't going to be impressed. All they're going to be impressed with if it's a benefit to them, if they learn something from it. And that's exactly what we're trying to do today. Work on the job, do the best on the job, and you will finish the job, but you will feel like you've done a great job. Anyway, Cronus's greatest lesson was this: time is not a line from start to finish, but a circle of moments. When we rush through one moment to reach the next, we lose both. When we fully inhabit in each moment, we master time itself. The old turtle's paradox transformed the forest. This was like everybody saying, hey, I found a new way to do something, and I'm going to do it, and I'm much happier. The more the animals embrace slowness, the more they accomplished, the more they paused to help others, the quicker their own journeys became. And most mysteriously of all, the more time they took to enjoy life's simple pleasures, the more time they seem to have. And I know you're like saying, whoa, I don't know. Anyway, hey there again. Anyway, I think we've come to the end, but I want to thank you very much. And Fizzy, thank you for your compliment. Thank you for a like. I appreciate it. And I want to wish you all to slow down. And I know a lot of times with New Year's, and this will be my going into my 76th year, if I can say it, but I've gone through a lot of New Year's. And I know we all get in and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And within about 3 hours after, the morning of the first, you go, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm too busy, I'm too this, I'm too that. And I'm going to try to do better. Because I know I get frustrated when in fact, this morning, I'm using a new thumbnail maker. And what you're looking at is my first attempt. And I know when I was subscribing, because I see things on YouTube myself and say, hey, I'm going to try that. So I signed up with, it's called Pixels. And I know they get into it and they say it's not like, perfect with anything. But if you describe a very good thumbnail with pretty much everything you think you need to know, or they should know, you will make one better, better, better. And you find that people, especially those that have a lot of following, they either spend a lot of money in production. Now, I do everything myself. Now, somebody would say, well, maybe that's not a good idea. But, A, I enjoy it. I'm learning new things. And it's like with games that I play. You've got to, do your best, and you learn from it. So anyway, I know I'll probably be on tomorrow, but for those that I don't see, I want to basically wish you a very happy new year, and try to take this words of wisdom and find that you might get more done, and moreover, enjoy what you're doing a lot more. So anyway, thank you. And Fizzy, you're cool. And thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I want you all to have a great day and be safe. Remember, be careful on New Year's Eve, because unfortunately there's those that, and I was the same way when I was in my 20s. I would go to let's say a New Year's Eve party, and I would party, and I would drink too much. And unfortunately, until I turned 25, and that's when your brain gets what we call the parietal lobe, and your brain gets developed. And with the parietal lobe, and I guess some never have it where their parietal lobe is fully matured, but the parietal lobe in the brain has it where you say to yourself, if I drink too much and I get myself out of control, I probably will not do or have a good time. I had no thought of even talking about this, but the biggest thing, I would drink at a party, and the more I was drinking, the more fun I was having. Because back then, when I was 25 years ago, and that'd be about 50 years ago, you'd have natural inhibitions, a little nervous around girls and what have you. Get a few drinks and you start to kind of get a little numb and not worry about whatever you're saying to a lady or what she's saying to you. And what happens is, it's one of those like, my drinking, I'm feeling great. So I'm going to drink more, thinking I'm going to even feel more great. And then, and I know this is an instruction, I'm not an alcoholic, thank goodness. I stopped drinking when I was 25 years old. Because I got to the point where the day after was not worth the night before. You can use that as a saying, but bottom line, I could have as much fun, but I would feel more. And that's kind of like the old going fast, going slow, opening your eyes. Anyway, Happy New Year, and thank you again for being here. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much.